We're getting started on the fuse finally, doing the battery hatch here. This first part of the video, the starting with the hatch and the bottom of the fuse, is 5 times speed. So if you want to speed it up more, you can. But I'm just covering this. It's going well. It's just tedious because it's so dang small. I cut my corners and stuff, doing a little trim. I should have used 2 knives. I should have had 2 knives out, and I needed better scissors. But I figured if I went and got Linda's good sewing scissors, I would probably be either finishing the covering or editing this video out in the trailer or the still building, or if I got lucky, maybe the garage, because I'm not allowed to touch her good scissors. Oh, the fuse is beautiful, though, I think. Mistakes were made. You'll see them. Here I'm using right around 220, and I may have turned it up to like 230 on parts of that. I've been trying to see how hot of an iron I can use, but you get much above 230 and you're asking for trouble when you're tacking down. But when you get started, you want your higher temperature for shrinking and sealing. That little front piece there got covered well. Now I got to cover the back. I still got to burn the holes out with a soldering iron, but I'm not going to show that on video. Still have to do that. So far so good. It's going along well here. I figured I'd have the build start thumbnail up there in the background, but I didn't run any video or anything, so it's going to time out when my system. I think it times out in 15 minutes if nothing's happening. Start shutting down the video output anyway to the monitors. That's my plane stand. I don't know. I think I made that back in '09 when I started, because I had like 180 computers that came with those in the box, and I gave away a lot of those plane stands. I still have 3 of them. I keep 1 in the house and 1 in the garage. Hanger. Tacking, just doing tack the long ends, and then tack the centers, and then I just started working out from about the center out, just smoothing out, kind of shrinking, smoothing. Then once I got it down, I picked a good spot to trim. Again, those scissors aren't exactly the best things for. I recommend going and buying a good pair of scissors. Like go to the sewing section, the store, and getting a good pair of sewing scissors. Because those are just the cheapo scissors that you buy. In fact, I've used those for cutting, bare bond tape, Gorilla tape. But just taking my time, man, working out the wrinkles. I'm just hovering over it, working the wrinkles out. Pretty much got all the wrinkles out now. I'll go back and start trimming again. Now I'm rolling the edges. Now on this, of course, I should have trimmed before I started rolling. There, everything's starting to shut down. This took a while for me to do this, the bottom. Again, I got the perfect camera angle here so you can see absolutely every step. Now I come out of it. I don't know if I go back or not. I'm almost done with this. I'm trimming it down kind of close since it's going to have the sides overlapping it. There, by my thumb, you can see a piece where I screwed up. I never did get that out. I just went ahead and left it there. I should have cut that out. Yeah, see, I'm not real happy. I didn't trim this well at all. Again, And I put a new knife blade on right before I started doing this. But I use that knife blade to cut all my foam pieces. You can see I've got the covering on the keyboard there. I have that all set up and ready to go. And I cut out all the pieces for the sides and the top. They're over on the table behind me. Now I'm going back and getting my edges. This turns out well. All right, here's where I make the mistake. My mistake is I got the iron, and see, instead of tacking the ends, I'm trying the center. I figured I'll do it in sections. It didn't work worth a darn. And I've got my iron way too hot. Watch what you can tell when you, now, even though I check in the temperature, see, I'm going high. Why do I go high on this? I don't know. I thought I could, like do 2 steps. And look just what little I'm over there. I'm not really even pressing on it. I was trying to tack it down, and then look what it did. It just shrunk that up and just popped it up. Like, see how wrinkled it is? It looks like the scales on the monster from the Black Lagoon, man. Yeah, there's no. I tried to work it out, tried hovering it, tried messing around with it. Then I get the bright idea, well, we'll leave it and come back. I'm looking at it, I'm like thinking like, it is never going to come out. Now I'm going to go ahead and start working on down. And then I tack it there and I go look at it again. And there's where I decide, man, I give it up, man. It's all blistered up. It was just all scales. So I throw it away and grab the other, I take time out and I get another piece. And now I'm doing it right. I tack it at one end, pull it down, tack it at the other, go in the center, across on the short, and come back in between those and tack on one side, pull, tack, pull, tack, pull, tack. This method works. Pull, tack, pull, tack, pull, tack, tack. Now I'm going to start going back and start working it. Now I think it's harder when you're covering wood. You just got to keep rolling it out, pressing and rolling. There I had some wrinkles. There I've got a few. I'm not worried about those wrinkles right now. I'm just getting the edges. I see them. I'm not worried about them because they're not bad. They're not bad. Once I get the edges sealed, then I go back and start stretching the film to get rid of the wrinkles. So now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking it's not too bad. Now I'm going to start trimming. I'm going to trim this time. I got smart from doing the bottom. But this side I still trimmed it the hard way. Instead of just leaving it on the side like I do the next side. See, I'm trying to do it that way. That was dumb. This is another dumb move to trim. I should have just laid it on the side and trimmed it. Now I'm coming back. I mean, trust me, it looks good. I mean, if you look for mistakes, you'll see them. But if you're just looking at the plane, if I was entering a build contest, they would probably score out of 105. I don't have any wrinkles, and I'm pretty sure I've got the glue set on every piece of wood. Here I'm just tacking down on the wood, make sure I have no wrinkles, and I still got wrinkles in the holes a little bit in the center. Now we're going to start going back and getting those. I'm hovering over those now. Just hovering over, man, not pressing. And those servo tubes, I could have done that better. I'm cutting those out. I think what I may have to do is, like, once I put the aileron or the rudder in the elevator, once I get them connected, I might have to go back and put a piece of green underneath where they come out. Because I'm not sure. I wasn't sure what to do there. I don't like using tubes and fuses, but the control rods aren't all that strong, so they need those tubes. And I don't have I don't have that long of control rods to go from where the servos mount on this to get it. Just taking my time. This is 4 times here. This is 4 times sped up on the sides. You can see where you can see I still got kind of loose in the center. You know, I'm just tacking down the edge, getting the edges tacked. Now I'm going back and getting the center. Again, hovering right there. You can see the wrinkles just disappeared right there. Now I'm turning my heat up just a little bit more because I'm going to start rolling edges like this compound edge there off the firewall. I was real happy with how that worked. Off the firewall, looks good. Just rolling it out, man. Just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Now I'm working. Got my gun turned up. Now I just press down. You see right there, there's not hardly any wrinkles left at all. Just going back. There I'm pressing down because I should set the glue there. Now I'm cutting the top. The top I kind of cut with the seam of the top of the fuse. And it came out well. This trim job came out very well. The one that I did on top. The turtle deck there. I was worried about covering the turtle deck, but there was as it comes up here in a minute or two, it's a non-factor. You know, and I probably should have had 2 sharp knives, a better pair of scissors, and you definitely want one of those big mats that has the ruler lines on it, because those ruler lines would definitely help you when you're cutting your covering. It would have definitely helped because I was using a steel ruler, a straight edge, and another ruler to make sure I tried to cut stuff straight. Try not to waste as much covering on the green. Now we're doing the other side. Again, start your long ends and then do your shorts and spots. Pull, tack, 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 pull, tack. And then just keep going around. You can kind of work your wrinkles out. And like if you get a place where you got wrinkles, and I'm checking that. I don't want it too hot. Getting it is about, I think it was like about 240, 250 right there. I probably junked it up to about 250. Now I'm just smoothing it out. See, now I'm hovering over the wrinkles right there. I'm not pressing, just hovering. There I'm pressing. There I'm hovering, 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 and kind of pressing down on the wood. I'm not sure if the glue's activated. I think it's activated there over the holes. Because I'm pressing pretty hard. I've got a pretty good temperature there, probably around 250, 60. There I'm doing that stupid thing again. Here, this one I cut out a little better than the first one. I don't know why, but every time you do something the second time, it gets better than the first time. But yeah, it should go well. Well, I know it does. There's a spoiler. It turns out well. A spoiler. Yeah. There I'm cutting that out. There I changed blades. And I put the used blades, I've got a piece of Gorilla Tape, and I just kind of keep wrapping them up in the Gorilla Tape so when I put them in the trash they don't poke through and cut the dummy that carries the trash out, which is me sometimes. And I definitely do not want to cut Linda. I got a good trim job on this side. See, there's a smart way to trim it right there. It would have been even smarter if I had a sharp pair of scissors instead of these clown scissors. They're not dollar store scissors, but they're close. Dollar Tree. Didn't get them at Dollar Tree, Kenny. I know, Rick, you're probably spinning your head. Cliff, I don't know. This is the best I could do, man. I got confidence now, man. Once I got the other that side on after the blister in it, I was just like, but I mean, when I blistered that side, that's when I stopped and thought about what I did, and ate some lunch, and then came back, and I had the gun way too hot because I figured I'd use a hot gun because I thought, well, maybe if I use a hot gun and just start at one end and I could smooth it down to the other, but no, 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 because covering is just heat activated, man. So if you got too much heat, now I'm just taking my time, working those corners and nicks and nannies and stuff. And if I got a little pointer coming off it, I'll trim it or cover it. The wing fits. I put the wing on it. It fits. The battery hatch with the covering on it's a little snug, but it's going to work fine. I was going to use magnets, but the balsa is pretty thin, so what I'm going to use is like a screw with a part of a servo horn on it, and just rotate it to close down. Now you can see that it's still loose. I don't have things aren't quite attached yet. And the light glistens off of it. But I'm just taking my time, working the wrinkles. There, I'm working them out. I'm not pressing. When you see it moving fast, I'm hovering. There, I'm pressing. There, I'm pressing. Now, before I start out getting too crazy on the roll job here, I just went kind of straight up, got it attached. There, you can see that glue is kind of set there because it was kind of hard to pull off. Then when I get to the cockpit area there, I leave a little more for overlap. I'm trimming it fresh to the seam back there on the turtle deck. It took a while. Like I said, this is 4 times. Everything past the bottom. The bottom was 5 times, and the sides and everything else is 4 times speed. And I would have sped it up more, but I don't know. Some people were saying that I should do it at normal speed, and then you could speed it up and hit it 2 times. And you can listen to me talk like this. I don't know. But then I'm getting the wrinkles out. Just taking your time, man. Just getting the wrinkles out and sealing that edge. There, I'm just getting the end where the vertical slides into that slot in the back. Just checking, just feeling. You got to keep feeling. See, I'm feel the edges. You feel something rough, you didn't stick. It didn't stick. There, I'm rubbing my thumb on it to see if I noticed the glue wasn't stuck, or the covering wasn't stuck to the wood. So now I'm going back and heating it up and then pressing down on it just to make sure, because you can kind of rub it with your thumb, and if you move the film right there, see, I moved the film, so I'm going back and making sure I press it. Just to make sure you get the glue activated. There we go. I was happy with that. Now I unplugged the iron. Now I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. And I took all the backing off the film. You got to do your warm-ups, man. Did my little warm-up there. No, just did it for a joke. But this I wasn't too sure what to do because this is the first time I've ever covered anything like this. But did the same thing, man. Tack it on the long lines, then tack it on the short lines. Push, tack, roll. Now I'm just going over on the wood. Pull round, pull, round, pull. And I haven't really hit the sides yet because I still got to trim it. Now I'm cutting that out. Now I might have to go back there, the little flat paint end there where the where it ends right there, where the turtle deck ends. I might have to cut some of that yellow out because I got to epoxy the horizontal and the vertical. Well, the horizontal goes on there. But now there I'm trimming it stupid. There I'm putting it down. Now, if I would have just left it on the table and trimmed it, now I'm going and trying to do it with this. I kept trying different ways. This doesn't work. I should have just used the scissors like I did on everything else. I mean, it worked. I got it done, but you know, I had to keep going back, and my blade's getting dull. You know, because I mean, those aren't. I got this knife and blades at Hobby Lobby, so I mean, they're, you know, it's not. I'm not cutting it with Japanese razors or anything like that. Now I'm happy with that overlap. It might have been a little much of an overlap, but you know, I kind of like the way the yellow and the green look mixed on the fuse. So I mean, it's, you know, it works. Now I'm ready to roll this down and get her tacked down. I turn up my iron here in a little bit and then make sure that it's really, really set well. In fact, I may already have had to have my iron up higher. There I'm just trimming the round edges, cutting every so often so that it'll wrap. And I don't have it wrapped all the way around that turtle deck. Now there I'm pulling that up. Now I think I do this the smart way. Yeah, here I do it the smart way. Well, the smarter way. The smart way would have been with a good pair of scissors. Just gently pulling it. Trying to cut it straight. That's the big thing, is make a straight cut. Rolling the turtle deck. There I turned my iron up, so now I can start activating glue. And you want to make sure you got your trim pieces off your table, because it'll stick to the hot when you activate the film. It gets hot. The trim pieces will stick to it. They'll stick to the iron. Ask me how I know. It's like a melted piece of plastic on something, man. You got to get it off. I'm looking at it. Yeah, see, I got little pieces there. So then I go back. I found some loose. Now I'm going back, activating the glue, pressing on it real hard. Now I'm making sure that I've got my overlap on the seat back. Going back. Feeling for rough edges, because you should have everything shrunk and melded together, welded together with the glue. Now I'm just working out those wrinkles in the turtle deck. There weren't very many. It's just, you know, I mean, it's just, you got to shrink the film. I was happy with that. Now I'm doing the inside the cockpit, or what do they call it? They don't call it that. The flight deck or something. I don't know. That's a cockpit. I don't have any female pilots. I just have male pilots. Nothing against female pilots. They don't. The only ones they make are rather provocative. I'm not sure how I'm going to do my canopy. If I got a pilot, I have two pilots that aren't in planes right now, and I don't know if I can cut them down to where they'll look all right in that canopy. If I can't make them look, you know, reasonably scaled of the plane, I might just spray the inside of the canopy. Which I probably will do, because I don't like clear canopies with no pilots. Now here I had too hot of an iron when I started this, and now I got to really work the wrinkles out. And I thought I was going to have to pull that off and start over on it. But I was able just to keep hovering over that and get all the damn wrinkles out of it. it took a long time. In fact, that piece probably took the longest on the top out of everything, is getting this out. Uh, we're getting closer to the end, so I'm going to start thanking everybody. Again, Cliff, Rick, thanks a lot. All the building tips you guys have given me over the year. Not building, but Rick when we were repairing stuff. And I watched him work on a few builds that he had. You know, he used to go hang in the hangar and stuff, and he would piddle on his builds. He was always building something. He would build planes from scratch, make his own plans and build them. He always tried to talk me into building. Well, Rick, well, look at this, bud. We're building. And I had to cut pieces. I had to fabricate pieces. Not everything was pre-cut. There were some things I had to cut. Like the front of the fuse there, that round piece. I had to measure and cut that and bend it. And, the stringers, they weren't all, I had to cut those to length. So we're getting it now, man. I was real happy. I mean, I'm so happy with the way the fuse looks. I'm a proud owner of an ARF. So what I'm going to do on the ARF is I'm going to put the CA hinges in, the ailerons and the elevator and the rudder, and then I'll probably do. I figure putting the motor in and everything is going to be the hardest part, so I'll probably tackle that first, because I'd rather tackle the hard stuff first. I don't imagine the aileron servos are going to be all that tough to do, but I'd rather do the hard stuff first. Then I decided to go with a really a 3-color front, because you get the color of the green and yellow overlapping. Now, I was real careful measuring this to get it center. No, I just kind of went off my center line there, even though I know my cut, I just eyeballed it. It looks fine. Again, tack the long ways and then start working the short. But with this, man, you can just kind of press it down with your fingers and then just kind of roll, I'm just hitting it gently. I'm doing the edges basically. And then, yeah, I didn't have any wrinkles in that. That went on. That was easy cheesy there, putting the yellow on there. I almost felt like I was cheating. I was like, something's wrong, It's like I kept looking or thinking that, something's wrong. It's going on too easy. It's going too easy. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. But yeah, so it's going. I'm doing a good job here. Again, thanks everybody that supports the channel by watching videos and subscribing, liking, joining the live streams and stuff. I really appreciate it. We just had our World Champion 5 Landing Challenge, and 11 pilots from all over the world participated. I thank you all and everybody that voted. All right, here we go. Now I'm trying to decide how much of a yellow overlap I want. So I'm kind of eyeing that, looking at it for a second. Plus, I'm letting my iron cool down because I had my iron pretty hot. There we go. I'm happy with that. That's what I decided on. I checked my temperature, tack one in, pull the other. Now I'm going to tack in the center. No, I guess I just go. Yeah, there I tacked the center. I was almost going to go and decided not to after the fiasco. It takes one fiasco. You kind of learn. You're supposed to learn anyway from your mistakes. Sometimes I don't. And we're just pressing and rolling. Yeah, I was going to try. I saw one of the videos, man. You're supposed to, there's a piece you can buy. It's like spikes with wheels. What's it called? I can't even remember. It's just like a wheel, a spiky wheel, with rows of spikes that you can roll over it. I can't even remember what it was called. They don't make them anymore. Nobody sells them. Just trimming it up, getting the trim right, deciding on how much overlap I want on the sides. Just getting it done. It's going well. I like it. I'm glad I did the yellow because the top of the wings are green, so I figure with the yellow on the turtle deck and on the front of the fuse, it should kind of highlight the green of the top of the wings. And the cowl, I'm probably going to do a green and a yellow. Or I just might do it green. I don't know what, or yellow. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm already thinking about mounting the motor, and I don't know why I was kind of scared about, not scared, but worried about doing it. But I've mounted motors on ARFs before, and I don't think I have a spinner, so it's going to look funny until I can get a spinner for it. So I'm not going to order a spinner until I get everything mounted. Now this one doesn't want to stick. The other one kind of stuck because I think the yellow was still hot from me covering it. I was checking the temperature. I turned it down again, pull the lengthways, tack, 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 roll. Tuco hates. I found something Tuco hates worse than sailing: covering, because we're building a kit. Because you're inside building. It was a beautiful day today. But, I did some stuff in the yard and the house. I didn't do much in the house. I got a mess to clean up, the covering messes. Get that done. Start building the kit. Or the ARF. I now have an ARF. I'm a proud owner of an ARF instead of a kit to build. It's been fun. I appreciate everybody's comments on this build. It has a lot of great ideas. Again, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Tuco is in bed. It's not even that late. Well, he might be out. He might still be out. Linda went to bed early. There's not any good. There isn't a decent football game on tonight. Again, I'm just going to fill in the edges. I can't pull this up to see when it's going to end, but it's going to end here pretty quick. We'll go ahead and get our little rebel yell in. Still got some time to go here. Now I'm just touching up. I turned it up a little bit. I found a wrinkle I found a few wrinkles to get out. But, the next time I pick it up, there'll probably be a few wrinkles. All right, we're getting ready to quit here. I'm feeling. You got to feel. I'm feeling for any loose film, at least loose covering. I'm feeling for edges. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. This is Jeff from Lower Alabama, baby.